Hi, I'm Rocky Dickerson with Realty One Group. Welcome to the 2022 Las Vegas real estate market forecast. Now, obviously, you understand the record-breaking year that we've had in 2021 for Las Vegas real estate. Houses and condominiums have both been going through the roof with their values. Now, what people really want to know is what will happen in 2022. Well, today we're going to cover the projections for 2022. We'll be looking at various aspects of the economy, the real estate market, and most importantly, what this means to you. More importantly, we're going to look at the factors for the real estate market crash, but more on that in just a little bit. Before we begin, let's cover a simple concept. No matter what is happening in the market, somebody is making money and coming out ahead. That being said, there's no such thing as a bad real estate market, just bad strategies. If you understand the market that you're in and you have the appropriate strategies, you're going to come out ahead. So first, let's take a look at what happened in 2021. Let's start with a graphic illustration of what occurred in 2021. Starting with 2020, we see the number of homes and condominiums available, the record high median sales prices that they were at, and also, perhaps most importantly, the amount of availability, over a month's supply for each type of home. Fast forward to just 1 year later. The number of homes available, vastly lower than just a year ago, while the prices have shot up tremendously. In fact, the availability is less than 1 month's supply for both single-family homes as well as condominiums and townhomes. Now, to take a closer look at the single-family homes, we can see that there's been a high number of closings. All the while, a record high median sales price of $420,000, which you will see an announcement within the next week going up to $430,000. The number of new listings has been remaining high, but due to the number of buyers, the availability has continued to plummet to just a little over 2,800 houses available in the entire Las Vegas area. When we look at the effective availability, you can see that we are far below the standard that we would like to be at, with just basically 27 days of inventory, because over 76% of all houses are selling in less than 30 days, compared to 40% of them selling in less than 30 days just a number of years ago. For condominiums and townhouses, there's been a high number of closings, leading to a record median sales price of $240,000. In fact, many condominiums are appreciating faster than single-family homes right now because of the number of buyers available in that price point. The new listings coming up for condominiums and townhomes has been remaining high, but the availability supply has plummeted to less than 500 condominiums and townhomes available in the entire Las Vegas area. This obviously is leading to a lot of appreciation, and we'll see more bidding wars for at least a few more months to come. The availability right now, basically about 18 days in the Las Vegas area, because over 79% of all condominiums and townhomes are selling in 30 days or less. Again, much more than 40% just several years ago. So what else has happened in 2021? Well, we got the vaccinations, getting back to normal. In fact, many people got higher paying jobs this year because of the job market. There was a shipping crisis, so the things that you used to expect in hours or days now took weeks or months to arrive. And the big factor has been inflation and how it has affected the entire nation. Now, for a moment, let's talk about inflation. You see, inflation had a lot to do with what occurred in Las Vegas in 2021. Not just the fact that many homes went up by 20% in their value, but the reason they did. We had a huge influx of buyers from California. And many people are asking, well, why did so many folks do that? Well, first off, remember this, that if you look at the state of California, the cost of living in California is about 10% higher than the rest of the nation. In fact, the cost of housing in California is about 60% higher than in the rest of the nation. You could actually have a dump in California that you sold for $700,000 and buy a gorgeous mansion in Las Vegas for $500,000. And if you're doing that, you may not care that it only appraised at $460,000 because it's the home you wanted. This was a huge factor in driving up what happened in Las Vegas in 2021. Now, unfortunately, the nation saw a huge amount of inflation as well, which is leading to some concern for the Fed. Mind you, the last time we had inflation this high, the Fed gave us interest rates that were between 15 and 17% for our home mortgages. So let's take a closer look at that too. According to a Wall Street Journal poll, 56% of Americans are growing increasingly worried about inflation. Consumer prices have been spiking. In fact, inflation rates are hitting levels they've not seen since 1982, back when mortgage rates went up to 15 to 17%. So why all the talk about inflation? Why is this such a big deal? Well, it's very simple. Take a look here. The bond market is now pricing a 56% chance the Fed will raise rates in its March 2022 meeting. In fact, the Fed is said to look to increase rates between 0.75% and 1% next year. Let's take a look at what this would mean to a home buyer with rates going up like that. If we look at a house that's selling for, say, $420,000 now with an interest rate of, say, 2.75%. If interest rates go up just 0.75%, that means they can only afford $386,000. And if appreciation is going up 6%, that means they end up with 16% less house than they desired in the first place. Now, lumber is becoming a big issue as well. It's been as low as $452 per 1,000 board feet, but surged as high as $1,700. This is very important because builders are catching up. Where we once used to build 35,000 to 40,000 homes per year, we were building only 5,000 homes per year after the recession. In catching up these days, with the high lumber costs, this is costing the builders a great deal of money, driving prices even higher. So, what about a market crash? We've heard that term so much. In fact, if we look at this, what we find is that some media reports is saying that Las Vegas is one of the 10 most overvalued markets in the United States. But they forget, values determined by what buyers are willing to pay. New home builders are still playing catch up. Interest rates are at an all-time low. And with the trend of working from home, many sellers in California are flocking to lower price communities like ours. Las Vegas real estate values also plummeted far more than the rest of the nation back in 2008. Here, if we look at a recent sale history, we see that this house sold in 2018 for $278 and then 3 years later for $375. The media looks at this and throws up a red flag. But here's what they forget. Back in 2005, this same house sold for $300,000. So what we're saying is that in 16 years, it only went up in value by $75,000. This is what the media is not telling you. So what's for 2022? Well, a strong beginning. There's less than 30 days supply of inventory instead of 4 to 7 months. Builders are catching up with demand. Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. Demographics are bringing new buyers into the marketplace. The lending standards remain strict, and over 99% of homeowners have enough equity to avoid foreclosure. And then what happens after that? This is where it gets interesting. The Fed's going to be battling inflation. There's going to be changes in the bond and the stock market. Interest rates will be rising. Lumber prices, who knows how bad they may become. And then we look at other things. What's going to be happening to things such as the price of gasoline, price segmentation in the marketplace? All of these will have a bearing. So let's take a look. In 2022, what should you do? If you're selling but not buying, my advice is that with the rate hikes in spring, it's best to list early in the year, while more buyers means more bidding. If you're selling and buying down, lower priced properties are appreciating faster due to more buyers in that price range, so make that move sooner rather than later. If you're selling and buying up, whenever possible, buy the new home first, then sell your current one. If you're just buying a home, don't wait. Make your move as soon as possible. If you're buying investment property, buy early and lease for the long term. Plus, make sure your agent helps you with long-term goals to utilize tools like Starkers and CRTs. For more information about what you can do, call Rocky Dickerson at 702-743-7625 or email Rocky at RockySellsVegas.com.